you. Welcome to the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, and this is episode 150. Cast on! How are you doing? I hope you're enjoying what's going on in your knitting world right now. It is, what day is it? Wednesday, January 13th, and I feel like I've done a lot since we last spoke, and last year, the trend for me was get rid of whips, so things that had been languishing for like 5 years. And I feel like in the past 2 weeks, I have just been like cast on. And I want you to know, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be okay. I know you're gonna see a lot of the projects that come up and then they're gonna disappear and I'm not gonna finish them, but that's what Stash Dash is for. And I really like having half-finished socks somewhere so that when I do get that mood, get in the mood to knit socks, I can go pull those out and I'm already half finished. So don't worry, I'm not gonna let my whips go crazy. My hibernating projects get super high and out of control the way they had been after like 4 or 5 years. That's what that was that I was working through. But I am gonna let them build and increase because let's face it, I like to knit what's new and shiny and exciting to me. And I've been having a problem in the evenings, I've mentioned this before, that I sit down, I knit 2 rows on something, and I'm sound asleep. So I tried something different on Sunday. I was really intrigued by a pattern I had just seen, and I got up, and I went and got the yarn, and instead of falling asleep at 8:30, which is what I've been doing, like Steve finds me on the couch with my head on the side of the couch, and the iPad in front of me, and I'm sound asleep holding on to my knitting. So instead of doing that, I was all invigorated with this new project idea, and I knit for another 2 hours because I just had to see what was gonna happen. So I'm trying to embrace that, and the enthusiasm is great too, right? Because you feel motivated about what you're knitting, and it's less of a slog, and it's less of the memory of last time I knit this, I fell asleep. I hope I don't fall asleep this time, and then I got up. So all that to say that there's a bit of new things on the needles, and I actually didn't bring everything to show you. So I'm gonna try and split it up and just bear with me. And who doesn't love to see lots of projects? Progress might be slowing down a little bit on each one, but more projects, more motivation, you know it. It's good. It's good. So happy January to you. Happy New Year. A year that is new. Oh goodness. Let's talk about knitting because that's what we came here for. So these socks are finished. These are far too bright. Very neon socks. You can see there's my stitch marker. Maybe you can't see. Maybe that was too close. There's a stitch marker of where I was last time. I did the heel, I knit down. I was binding off this cuff last night, and Ro saw the first one in my knitting bag, put it on his foot and ran around with it. It was so cute. So then he had them both on and he was wearing the neon socks. These were socks that were knit without a home, and if his feet were a little bigger, they would be for him. So who knows? I think I'm gonna put these in the gift bin, and 5 years from now he might want them, or if I feel an urge to wear them between now and then, I will, but I'm not gonna throw them straight into active rotation is what I'm saying. So these are, let's see, Online Super Sock in the neon color 2. Color is 1728. I think Web still has some of this. That's where I got it this summer. I used US Zeros 2mm needles, toe up, 2x2 rib, and for the heel, I followed Wendy Johnson's toe up slip stitch heel pattern. So those are done, my first finished pair for 2016. Whoop, 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 whoop. So excited to have those done. The next thing I've been working on, I'm not sure if I've actually made any progress because I know I've shown them to you, but I could take my stitch marker from over there. Let's do that right now. I have just completely fallen in love with progress keepers. Like this concept of let me see how much I've actually accomplished is just, it's won over my heart. 2016 is the year of the progress keepers. So this is a Patons, oh yes, and I lost the pattern. Patons pattern for yoga socks. I am using the Opal Little Prince color 7764. That's what it's gonna look like. And these are pedicure socks, number 147 by Patons, is what it's listed as. And can you see the way it's striping? It's really kind of interesting. There's a blue stripe and then there's a variegated stripe that has squares of purple in it. So it's interesting. It's from my cousin. I'm just picking away at it, and you know what I'm finding? I was looking for extra needles, and look at this poor needle. Can you see it? He is so far from straight. Bad joke, sorry. But it's bent. I should probably not use that needle anymore. But that's where they are. They're in here. So those will see more action now that the neon ones are done. I was really pushing to get those finished this week. So those are done. Wonder Mittens. So this is a pattern by Megan Williams. I am knitting it with, I dropped this out of there. Why didn't you tell me? I'm dropping things and you're not even like, hey, stop what you're doing. Pick that back up. You're making a mess. You stop. No, I know you don't judge me like that. I know you don't. I know. It's just love between us. So, knit picks, swish. Here's the first one. You saw it last time. Ends are all woven in. Just needs blocking. I love it. I should be wearing it because it's gotten very cold in New Hampshire. This past week, I think it was 20 degrees driving in this morning, and it snowed and was messy last night, and I was driving like this, and the boys were making their noises, and I was like, bro, you just need to be quiet and let mommy focus on her driving. So he was very helpful. Tristan, no, he likes to scream. So where's another progress keeper? I need another one of those. I don't have one in here, but I don't think I've come very far since last we spoke. I have done the first row of color work, and I basically set these aside. So the red is Mission Falls 136 Superwash Merino, discontinued yarn, and this is called Taibu Heather. It's knit picks, and I'm knitting on US 3s and 5s, 3.25 and 3.75 millimeter needles in the round. It's a great pattern. I need to get back to this, but I've been motivated by other things. But usually the color work is something that's interesting enough to keep me awake in the evenings. Other thing, oh, we are flying through this. I thought it was going to be a long show. Must have more coffee. Okay, the next thing I have to show you, I need some opinions. I need some advice. So you know how I was working on the View from the Charles, which is a Jennifer Lassonde pattern right here. You can see it. I thought it was a 3-color. Oh, there's some bills I need to pay. Yes, I really am this disorganized. I knew I would be getting into this bag at some point today, and it would be a good place to put those. Anyways, so I'm working on that shawl. It's a very deep, long, what's the schematic on it? Just so I'm speaking. I believe it's 40 inches deep at the widest point. Oh no, excuse me, misspoke. It's 40 inches by 32 on one side of the triangle, 40 on the other, and 30 at the deepest part. So I tried to make it more shallow to get it closer to like 20 inches at that deepest part. And then I thought, well, 40 inches isn't very long. My wingspan's like 60 is 5 feet, so my wingspan's like 66 inches. So this is gonna be a really narrow shawl. And so I went a little freeform. I was really enjoying working on it this weekend. And I got to the end of what should be the end, about here. And I decided, just cast on some more. So, you know, your shawls, like this is a 22.5 degrees by Martina Bem, knit with Fiber Nymph, Dye Works, some sort of purple colorway. It's like 7 shades of purple. So it's like this, it's triangle, and then you wrap your ends around to the front. And for me, I usually tuck my ends because I don't want them to hang out. So I thought if I give it more than the 40 inches across, if I give it this much, I can just wrap that and tuck it underneath. So I did that. And then I started working, and then I left my stitches on hold. Right, I should have bound off, but I left them. And I said, okay, let me start working on the second side and put it down mid-row. So I'm going along, and it's really fun to work the second side. And I have followed her instructions to a T, except she has you do keyholes so that you can loop one side through and it holds itself essentially, so the shawl doesn't need a shawl pin. Because I'm thinking, because it is a small shawl at 40 inches wide. So I haven't done them yet. I have plenty of space to do the keyholes, and I think I probably will still do them at the top. But here's my plan. So once this short side is finished being worked, my plan is to knit. Don't you love the diagonal lace? Can you see that in this section right here? I really think it's pretty. Yeah, and and there's my progress keeper. Like, I flew through this thing. I was really into working on this end of last week, and over the weekend. What was I gonna say? And I did mess up this section right here. I had done it correctly. It's for the drop stitch, the first drop stitch portion. I read the instructions and I was like, that can't possibly be right. And then I frogged them on a Friday and knit them again. And I knit them the way I thought they should be. I didn't actually look at the images which she includes in the pattern of what each section should look like, which is extremely helpful. I user error on that, but I'm okay with it looking a little different. So this section should resemble this section up here, and it clearly does not. I don't know if you could tell that, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm going with it. It's a total experiment. We're gonna see how this goes. But so here's the piece of it. After I'm done with this is Fibernyph Dye Works turquoise blue. Love this color. This was a blanket reject, and then this one. I rejected the color from my blanket. Nothing wrong with the color, nothing wrong with the dye. I love her yarns. And then the other color is Into the World. It's a July 2013 Yarn Club Karth colorway. Karth is in Game of Thrones. So it reminds me of Daenerys' outfit in Karth, which is probably what it's supposed to be. But so once I'm done this side section in the turquoise color, I'm going to pick up stitches across the top of that and then knit this top section a little bit longer, a little deeper. So it's probably more like can you tell, what is that, 4 inches? Maybe 3, because I'll get sick of it. 3 inches deep on that section. But what I'm trying to figure out is if I should extend this side, give it that weird long wing thing that I have added to this side, if I should do that over here as well. So that's one question. The other question I'm trying to figure out is what color to go with. So clearly this, I think it's one of my older skeins of yarn. I think this is Plymouth Happy Feet. It's labeled in my stash, or it's Socks That Rock. No, it's Plymouth. But I do have a Socks That Rock. I think it's called Grasshopper. That's a very similar color. So do I do the top section in that color? Do I do the top section in, I should hold it like that, in the turquoise, keep it simple. Now this top section is what's going to be near my face, right? So I was also thinking, because I have green eyes, and dark green looks gorgeous up against my face. Just, I know it. I don't know if I want to go really contrasty and go here, because this green is in the Karth color, or it's similar to the green that's in the Karth color. Actually, this is more celery, and this I would call more artichoke green. I don't know. I know this color won't look so good, won't look as good as this one. So I'm not quite at decision point, and like this isn't in the Karth color at all, but you could see that it's reminiscent of, it's on the same color palette, same gradient. So I got to decision point and was kind of like, meh, and going back and forth on the short rows. It's fun, and I love the effect that she has, you knitting, which side is the front side, that she has where they join. It's really, really spot on the way she's written that, but it's not super exciting because it is garter, just back and forth garter. So this was one of those, I'm gonna take a break and think about what I want to do next. And the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards the dark green. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm gonna think about it, and then I'm gonna do something else. So what happened? Regaling you with what happened that caused me to set it aside. Whoops, again with the. So I got my knit scene, spring 2016, right? And I can't tell you, I still subscribe to this. I used to get all the knitting magazines I could possibly get, Debbie Bliss, Interweave, Vogue, the Knitters. or knitting something, an English one. I really like that. It was oversized. I got that for a while, but I found that I wouldn't use them, and sitting to read them was a bit of a chore. So I cut back, and I only get knit seed because it's fresh. I don't know, something. It's a little younger vibe. It's more innovative in my mind, and it's not challenging techniques. It's not runway. It's just functional, more functional to me, to my wardrobe and my daily life. So I went through, this was part of my Sunday night. So I sat down after the boys went to bed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna look through it and see if there's anything. Actually, it wasn't after they went to bed. Tristan took the Webb's catalog, and I took this, and we laid on our tummies on a mat on the floor together, and we turned our pages and we looked at our yarn together. Ro and I used to do that too, so he was very cute. But I went through it, and there was one pattern that I absolutely fell in love with. Can you see where this is going? If we're Instagram friends, you saw it. I thought that was really cute. It's color work. I like the tartan. I like vertical stripes. I like the concept of them, and I was intrigued by it. So then I sat down and started reading the pattern, and okay, yeah. And then I found myself getting really motivated. And so this was what I cast off. Threw everything else aside and was like, all right, I'm going to do something new. So this is the Modern Tartan Slouch by Talitha Kaumi, K-U-O-M-I. I grabbed my sport bin, and I just started laying out colors that I needed. I needed 3 of them. And my initial thought was white, black, and pink, but I couldn't find a white, and I was like in a hurry. Like the muses had visited me, and I needed to get this cast out immediately. So I ended up staying with the pink, switching to navy because it sort of ties in, and then the vertical tartan stripes are going to be in this rainforest heather. It's basically like the tidal heather too. So. This is Fiber Nymph Dye Works. It's kind of like the club colors of 2013, because I looked this up today. Oh, it's called The Color of Happiness. All right, so this was from August 2013. I was in her sport weight club. Wow, that's crazy. It's 2016. It's well marinated. It's a beautiful pink and purple color, and it's pretty hefty skein, 274 yards. She's discontinued this yarn, but I'm sure she has a different sport weight going on right now. And then the Stroll Sport, I had bought sweaters, 2 or 3 sweaters worth at one point. I was going sport Stroll crazy. So I ate into one of those. And then this is also the Stroll Sport. So you ready? It's very exciting so far, but it's exciting to knit. So the pattern alternates knits and purls to create an interesting texture, and I am about 8 stitches past the point where the stripe switches to the purple or to the pink. So I really like it. Can you see how bumpy it is? I know it's a dark yarn. It's probably not. But I'm knitting on 3s and 5s, so 3.25 and 3.75 millimeter needles. And what else do I have to tell you? In the round, I'm knitting the largest size, a 22-inch head, which I may be sorry. That's the only thing that I'm like, because I think my head is 23 inches. And I want some negative ease, but not too much. I have a hard time fitting hats. I really do, because like the color work one is red, glacial something or other, ruby, I don't remember. But it's color work, and it's too big on me. Like, I didn't get enough negative ease in it, and so when I wear it, it just kind of, it's not flattering. And then if it's too tight, then it kind of slides up. So I'm hoping this is good. I'm just going with it. So it's going to be really pretty. And of course, you know, I have my navy blue jacket, so it'll be navy blue with pink. So that's what's new and on the needles. And I was so excited to pull out my Front Range. Here it is. Front Range bags by Nancy. It felt right. Every bag I have right now is blue. In case I know you saw the bags, but yeah. It's a lot of blue. So, an attack card. That's all I have for knitting for this week. I do have some house updates and boy stories. So, you're sticking around to hear about what's going on with me, great. And if you're not, I'll catch you next time. So yeah, this past weekend we took Tristan to that new house for the first time, and he was so cute, running around clumping and jumping, and um, the floors are bare, like down to the plywood. The kitchen floor has come up, the carpets have come up in all the bedrooms. The hardwood is the only floor that's left in the house, and that needs to be cut up. Like it needs, anyways, that can't be taken up right away. So he was just running around and clomping, and then Ro, every place we went, because he's been to the house several times now, but he was just, running his flip-flop, if you watch that show, or Fixer Upper. Those are two of the HG TV shows we started watching, that he's watching too, because he's very curious about what's going on there. So he just started walking around and dictating what was going to go where. So maybe he's going to be an architect or a builder.
Yeah, so it doesn't get rain in here or snow on.
Do you agree?
Yeah, and then there's a door right here.
So if we stick a door right here.
And then we put a thing right there to make no snow and no rain coming. Is that a great idea, Mommy?
I love it. It's a great idea, sweetheart.
So no snow?
But you know what? I'm really excited that we just have a deck, because we didn't have a deck before.
And then roll down together to make a log thingy thing to keep our logs in.
To keep our wood in? Oh, Tristan, don't touch it. I'm glad you have mittens on.
We can fix these and then paint it and then put glue on it and then stick it to that.
Sounds good,
So we
sweetie.
can put logs in it.
Let's go look at the playroom. Will you show me where the playroom is?
Sure.
Okay, Tristan, follow Roland. That's the bathroom.
Okay, is this the front?
Yes, that's your playroom.
And
Go. You found a ball. Ooh. Oh, Daddy did this floor already. He ripped up all the tack strips from the carpet, but we still have yucky doors.
Hey guys, how about we knock down this old one? How about we get away this old light and knock down it and then we fix this star because I don't want to. You know why I don't want the star?
Why?
Because it's rusty right here.
Oh yeah, we're getting new hinges for
Yeah, we don't
and
want
new doors.
I don't.
Okay, let's go
I
follow
don't.
Tristan.
You know why I don't want to have this star because look right there.
Yep, it's yucky. Tristan, what about that room? You want to go see Mommy's playroom?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go in here. What's in here? Oh, gentle, gentle. All right. This room isn't that bad. He's been really cute about the whole thing. And then what else is going on with my boys? I feel like I haven't really talked much about their development. So Tristan is 19 months old, and if he would rather be reading than doing anything else. And I remember Ro going through a phase like this too. It's like, no, I don't need to play with toys. Let me sit on you, pick out the story, and you read it to me. You read it to me over and over and over, and then you read me a different one. So he's just been really funny with that. And like this morning he got up and we were sitting in the rocking chair and had a few minutes, and he was eating a banana for breakfast and drinking his milk, and I was reading to him while he was doing those things. And he was so funny because I had to keep reminding him to, okay, keep chewing, keep eating, but he was just so engrossed, and like the eyebrows go, and like he's figuring it out, and he loves the Sandra Boynton books, which wrote it too. I love them. So like there are parts that he says, what are the sounds that the different animals make? And so a cow says, and he's just, woo, and chiming in on all his parts. And there's, what's the other one? Are you a cow, I think? And so it goes through all these animals. Are you a cow? Are you a chicken? Are you a bear that does not frown? And at the end of each of those questions, there's no, no, no. So I read it and he goes through and says, no, no, no. So he's having a lot of fun with reading and just looking at the pictures, I think, and kind of putting together the words with what is being shown in front of him. So that's really exciting to see. And I'm not so much of a reader as Steve is. So, like Steve will stop doing whatever is going on and sit down and read to Tristan. Whereas I'm like, okay, honey, I gotta do the dishes. I gotta do this, that, and the other. And then I'll read with you. And Steve is like, stop whatever I'm doing. If you ask me to read, I will always read. So it's good. It's good. He's doing well. And then Ro, so his class at daycare, he's almost 4.5, right? March, he'll be 4.5. So they've expanded his classroom, they've added a second teacher, and I'm really excited to see this change. Usually I would be like, what, more kids? No, but the ratio right now is 1 to I want to say 8. Yes, I can do math. 1 to 8 with one teacher. And they're making it 2 to 12. 2 teachers for 12 kids. And I'm really excited for this change because Ro has been in K-Prep since September. And I would have thought his writing, and maybe I'm wrong, and if you're, if you know differently, please feel free to tell me that I'm crazy. But I would have thought his writing would have come along a lot faster than it has. So like writing his name, I can tell what 3 of the letters are, but the last 3 are kind of up for grabs. And if you write something out like I love mom, he can copy that down below it very well. Got that down. But like writing his name is still really challenging for him, and his F's for his last name, it starts with an F, it looks more like an E. So I think it'll be really good. And even on the new teacher's first day, they were working on writing without tears and sending a progress update to everybody. So I'm very anxious to see the changes that are going to come from this. So not that I would ever complain or do anything like, oh, he's behind. Like, I'm sure he'll be fine for September when we start school. But I just want him to be at the same level as everyone else. So I think we're going to get there. So that's great. What else do I have to tell you about? So it's like a recurring theme with me that work is crazy. And I wonder, is everyone else's work crazy? Like, that's just part of life. Or is that just part of life at a big company? I don't know. But we just had a big giant reorg, and everyone got new titles and new directors and directors stayed the same, but new managers, and just, it's like, let's throw all the cards into the air and see where they land. And luckily, I'm one of like 4 people that I landed in my same job. So my title changed, but that's about it. And just feeling out what's gonna happen with that. It's been interesting, to say the least. So, lastly, okay. And then coming up in the future, in a short 2 days, Steve is going to San Diego. He is running a marathon in Carlsbad. So if you're in that area and there's a marathon going on, my husband is one of those crazy runner people. This is going to be his 3rd marathon, so proud of him. We have bets on whether or not he will beat his New York City time. He has not had as much opportunity to train with the renovations. So yeah, so that's coming. He's going to be gone for like 4 days. So it'll be me and the little guys. And I think we're going to go stay with my parents for part of it. And who knows? There will probably be some TV. Yeah, I'm thinking. What else? So let me tell you about the house. I know, it's sad, but I have to write notes or I would be lost. So since the last time we spoke, this week is really cold, but last week was not. And so Mike, our carpenter, was able to put the new deck on the house, and we did pressure treated, not a pressure cooker, pressure treated wood for the structure itself, and then the surfaces where you walk are the composite stuff, so no splinters, and the railings are the composite. It wasn't finished last time I went there, but he has finished it. We did have a minor setback, so the carpets that Steve ripped up were rolled up, and they were in the basement by the garage door, and the foundation under the garage is just, the mouth of it is all beat up and cracked, and we weren't gonna fix it until the work was done. That was like one of the last steps in the renovation project, is to get the new garage door and then even out the foundation so that it doesn't get damaged with the workers coming in and out and carrying granite and whatever. But because the carpet was kind of up against it, and it was raining so hard and so strong and like 50-mile-an-hour winds, the carpet got wet. It seeped water. There's water all over inside the garage. So that was a big mess that had to be cleaned up by Steve and Mike. And they got it under control, and it's good to see, and they'll figure it out. But it was like, oh no, my little house. What else did they do? Mike ripped out the cabinets and the tub and the flooring in both bathrooms. So that's good. Moving along. They had the square tiles that are like that big, 4-inch tiles, and a couple of them were broken, but I wanted new, and I really think the tiles, because they are small bathrooms, should be the 1-foot size ones. So we're gonna put new tiles in there. I haven't picked them out yet, so need to get that done. We were able, finally, thank God, because we sourced granite at 3 different places, so we finally, and they're all selling the same granite essentially, but to get the best price. So we nailed down the granite that we're going to use, which is white with black and gray speckles. That's what it's been, the plan has been all along. But once we knew exactly which one of those, we did the paint. So the paint's going to be the same throughout the whole house except maybe one room. And then we picked the floor, which is going to be a dark brown with like black shading on it, but mostly dark brown. And then we were able to pick the carpet for the 4 bedrooms. They're all getting the same carpet. Oh, and the upstairs hallway and stairs are also carpeted. So we got all that decided on, because that was stressing me out. That countertop and the floors, because we're actually decided not to do hardwood floors. We're gonna do Pergo. Just, we need the durability. With the 2 little guys, it's the right choice to make. So yeah, just figuring the colors out was really bothering me. So now I feel like, all right, woo, now we can pick light fixtures and faucets. Oh, I gotta add faucets to the list. We started a list because there was just too many things, and anyways. So that's happening. And then, yeah, I'm trying to figure out which room we're gonna do a different color. So we're gonna do most of the house this light white, gray, brown color. It's nothing color with white trim. Perfect, great. And then the color comes from what you hang on the walls, great. But for our bedroom, I think I might, right now we have the like sunny yellow, like a really pretty yellow in our room. And I love that room. It's my favorite room in the house. It's the only room in the house that is still the same color as when we bought the house. Yeah, every other room has been painted out, but that yellow, I love that yellow. And I've matched that yellow. We did, because it had an accent wall that was lime green, and we painted it the same yellow to match the rest of it. Lime green and yellow, it's very bright and strange. So I know the color numbers. If I wanted to carry that yellow forward, I'm just not sure. Our bedding does not match. It's because you really care about this, but of course it's teal and white stripes. So I don't know. I need to get my my interior designer in on it. See what color she thinks. That's my mother. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I have to tell you about. So, oh, I forgot. So the colorwork knit along has been going on, and you guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you for all of your comments in there. I did do a prize drawing. I said I was gonna. I missed it last time, so I did it this time. There were 2 through 99 entries. I did the drawing number generator, random number generator. It brought up a post for me. I did it again, and it brought up Allison J. So Allison, get in touch with me, and I'll send you a pattern of your choosing. So she had knit a really cool Star Wars scarf. I don't know if you saw it, and it's probably like Star Wars inspired, but it had the the walkie things. I'm not good with it, the terminology of that, but she did some great color work stuff. So yay, I'll send you one. Get in touch with me. So I forgot that. Okay, but now I've remembered it. So that's it for me. I think I have to go back to work. I have to go find lunch. I haven't eaten yet. So have a great 10 days or so. I will probably talk to you next week, early in the week. So less than 10 days. But enjoy what's going on with you and cast on. Just keep casting on. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.